like to thank Anil Vanwari for this wonderful invite to speak at VidNet. We are here today as representatives of the Asia TV Forum to offer a regional coverage of all things content. In this short but hopefully useful presentation, we will give a quick industry overview of where Asia lies on the global scale, zoom into Asia, and then linger a little within the emerging markets of Southeast Asia. We will also have a concise look at Asia's popular genres, an epigrammatic peek into formats, trends in kids' content, and of course, the world of OTT. As one of Asia's most comprehensive platforms in the media and entertainment industry, we have collated quite a large library of constructive information from only the very best of established research houses that have been an integral part of ATF. They continue to be strong supporters, and we have been able to extend some of their data to the industry to value add in good faith. Now, while I can go on and on showing figures after facts, the point is we all know that Asia leads the world in so many ways. Least of all, it having over 60% of the global population residing in this vast and eclectic expanse we call home. At the moment, it is also the only region that is showing substantial subscriber growth, be it because of economic rise, easier adoption mindset, or lack of legacies demanding ROI. It's hard to ignore that Asia Pacific offers a dynamic mix of both highly developed TV markets and those with enormous potential. In fact, 4 of the top 10 biggest pay TV markets come from this region. Some of the more compelling stats we have been privy to includes the top 3 most in-demand genres across significant markets within Asia. It goes without saying that dramas tend to sell themselves, while unscripted entertainment comes in as a very close second. As well, sports and films have been pretty stable investments. Interestingly, Thailand seems to be the only market that has animation listed among its top 3 genres. An interesting zoom-in for us is Vietnam and Cambodia, who have been unexpected champions of Indian content. Based on the most recent data from Kanta Media, Vietnam rakes up 158 minutes of daily television viewing, with Cambodia leading the way with 171 minutes. Indian TV drama broadcasted in Cambodia in 2016 amounted to 14 dramas with 928 episodes. And here's the surprise. Vietnam had 48 Indian TV dramas with over 5,000 episodes. Who would have thought? Here are the top 5 Indian dramas broadcasted in Phnom Penh in 2016. Forgive me for not even attempting to pronounce the titles. And here, the Indian series that dominated the Vietnam screen nationwide last year. Moving on to the TV format trends in Asia, we have listed the top 3 that have gone the distance. And for some, I've been told, like Eat Bulaga in the Philippines, a format that has been chugging by for 36 years. As with all things, however, time has forced the hands of change. And today, with the desire to replicate successes, the challenge for rights holders and producers is the constant need to keep drawing the line between those elements that are essential to the success of the show and those that can be changed to boost local relevance. Here are some of the more successful formats that have traveled and have bragging rights to presenting hit after hit, market after market. But if you notice, a large portion of each list It's a European or American format that has made good in Asia. The point is, Asians also do not lack in great ideas or creativity. Perhaps what is missing is the opportunity. So with the hope of growing great Asian formats, ATF kicked off the ATF Formats Pitch in 2016. It is touted as the premier Asian pitching competition for creators and producers of innovative concepts for new and original, non-scripted entertainment formats. We are keen for this to be a platform that showcases the best of Asia and expose Asian ideas for export and development within and even outside of the region. This year, the pitch will happen at the end of November. So I hope you sign up for it and see where it takes you. Now, 2 days ago, I chatted with the biggest media company in Korea, CJ E&M, on their international formats man in charge, who was proud to highlight a few of their successes. Here we see on screen, it represents the scripted that took Asia by storm and the unscripted that have traveled across the continent and then the world. Asking him what it took to achieve such successes, 3 points were clear. Number one, it takes a lot of research to understand what will work and what won't. Number two, standards is the basic for reputation. Keeping up with global touchstones is key. And number three, always remember to think global, but act local, as being strong within can give you wings to fly beyond borders. Okay, so here's the negative sandwich that I'm going to present to you for China. As a contrast to Korean success, the Chinese equals struggle. For some of the ATF's close Chinese allies, we learned that currently there are no real Chinese format that has successfully traveled to other markets, despite many Chinese companies and broadcasters having had several tries with big announcements in international industry magazines. However, it's the positive bit, Chinese drama ready-mates have had successes in all Chinese-speaking territories and American Chinese-speaking TV platforms. Yet, some thoughts over why the Chinese attempts have not been very fruitful include the fact that the majority of Chinese so-called original formats are not really original, which ultimately means what is produced is not fresh and unique to the international market at all. Secondly, Chinese promos and trailers for the international market have not been presented properly. Direct feedback expressed that Chinese trailers attempting to showcase their formats during markets did not make any sense, meaning no one actually understood what the format was even after watching the trailer. Not forgetting the children, I'll run through very quickly about what's up in today's kids content arena. The latest totally awesome research on APAC kids' digital behavior shows that short-form digital content, such as online video and short cartoons, now rivals long-form content in the battle for kids' attention. 2015 to 2016 saw increased numbers of kids watching clips online. The percentage has grown from 61% to 65% in just a year. And finally, we come to a quick look at the OTT landscape in Asia. Despite OTT's trending status, transactional OTT video revenue in Asia accounts for a lot less still in comparison to pay TV revenues. But in the big picture, Asia Pacific is not a region to ignore. While certain issues continue to plague progress, regional players have not allowed this to hinder their quarterly KPIs. It is no secret today, Asia's regional boys are sticking to the holy trinity of originals, exclusivity, and big data. Looking at View, iFlix, and Hook, they have admitted that their biggest competition is not the likes of Netflix nor Amazon Prime. In fact, Hook has said that they keep a closer eye on iFlix than anyone else. As strategies go, originals is the new trending move, usually from local market theatrical launches to OTT exclusives. This means they launch a content in the theaters locally before it goes on their platform exclusively. View, for example, has an impressive lineup of Indian content launches coming soon in Hindi as well as Telugu. However, for Hook, these Indian content is their local market strategy. Whether it travels across Asia, we're not sure. iFlix seems to be a little slower on originals, but have their eyes set on geo expansion. Hook is focused on their stronger markets and leads the way in theatrical launches to OTT exclusives. They would be the ones to watch, as their first mover positioning will set the tone of successes or flops. In the end, it's really about the consumer and addressing what they want. It's never a one-size-fits-all. Each company needs to find ways to deliver value and options as diverse as their viewers. Knowing all of this now, it's a lot of talk, a lot of numbers that have been thrown around today. We ask the vital question, what does it mean for Indian content and revenue? What does it mean for you? How can you take Indian content beyond borders, beyond India? With that, I'd like to invite my colleague Mini to give you the lowdown on this.
Thank you, Lunita. And I would like to thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedules to join us this afternoon. So with the overview of Asia presented by Lunita, we have concluded that it really boils down to three main points. The right connection, to discover, and lastly, to know your fans. Co-production and co-development have been proving to be a path forward for Asian productions. One of the benefits is to raise the standards of the finished product, to defray cost, and as a market expansion strategy. Over the years, we have seen many successful co-produced projects, many of which come from the talented pool of production companies right here in India. Other than China and India, we have been seeing a rise in co-production projects in Singapore. For example, some notable collaborations made with Malaysia, Korea, Japan, and Australia. The genres range from documentary, lifestyle, feature films, and drama. Moving on to financing, with every inspiring script and production, as painful as it is, financing is one of the key pillars that makes or breaks a production. Content VCs are key connections to have, and with this in mind, it's important to have your projects out there. To give an example, Southeast Asia Film Financing Project Market aims to match promising feature-length projects with a global network of media financiers who can bring these projects to realization. ATF's conferences also brings together content VCs who are scouting for projects. So what do we mean by to discover? By knowing what is trending. Though it's questionable how to monetize VR, AR, or even AI, we cannot ignore these trends, as we are challenged with an international epidemic, millennials, or have we already moved on to a new demographic, the centennials? Engagement and to create stickiness with this temperamental and fickle audience have forced producers and broadcasters alike to explore these interactive strategies. Other solutions like cloud and big data have disrupted the way content is being created, stored, distributed, served, and even how we trade. These are trends and solutions we need to stay abreast with in order to stay current, cost-efficient, and most importantly, competitive. So we ask, how do we increase our skill sets? Beyond forging new networks and relationships by attending trade shows with conferences, it is also an effective way to gain insights, get a first-hand understanding of the workings of the market. There are a few notable trade shows with conferences in Asia. Should you be focusing on East Asia, especially China and Hong Kong, Hong Kong Film Mart is a worthy platform to explore. If you're targeting the Korean market, you may refer to BCM and BCCW. For the Japanese market, you have TIFCOM. For Vietnamese, you have Telefilm. But for an all-encompassing platform, where international content can be introduced to a wide spectrum of Asian buyers from this continent, we present you with ATF. Finally, the mantra of all distribution strategies, know your fans. We took a sampler of the buyers that attended ATF and identified some key markets that are interested in the Indian content. Vietnam, we have free-to-air and pay TV operators like SCTV, VTV, Viettel, HTV, and a few key distributors. Cambodia, largest free-to-air CTV and KTV, CNC. Malaysia, we have free-to-air and pay TV operators like Media Prima and Astro, and a notable Forever Group from Myanmar. We would like to highlight Indonesia with ANTV, MNC, Trans, who are the largest FTV and pay TV operators. Spectrum, the Indonesian distributor that should be on all your speed dials, but not the least our very own OTT entry, Hook. From Singapore, the only free-to-air MediaCorp, pay TV operators like Singtel and StarHub. In Thailand, we have noted these key distributors that are buying Indian content. Now that we have established who they are, let's look at what kind of genre they are looking for. Reviewing the results collated from the various markets, which has clearly demonstrated that you are already producing the genres they are clearly seeking. For example, kids and teens, docs and factual, unscripted entertainment, feature films, drama. I would like to leave you with this thought. With the success you already have in India, perhaps it is time to strategize your growth beyond borders and chase the rainbow. Embrace an outlook-looking mindset. The rate of success is much higher in our own backyard, Asia, because we share similar cultures and values. Look at Korea. Korea first became successful in Asia before going onto the international stage. Where you grow your base is fundamental. We should remember that as Asians, we have a big backyard. With that, please let me introduce veteran Anil Vanvari, who represents ATF in India.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Apart from running IndianTelevision.com, I also represent ATF for India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. And I've been going there for a few years, and I'm seeing a lot of Indian companies do deals over there. So for the OTT content creators, there's lots of opportunity across short form, long form. Even for traditional television creators, there's a lot of opportunity. Some of our clients like Rajshri, DQ, Green Gold, we've got Viacom, India Cast, that is ZTV, and Sony have been coming across and doing a lot of business by meeting buyers from the buyers that they mentioned. And as was earlier stated, content exports from India is running at about in the region of about 1,400 crores. Now that a lot of smaller content creators are coming to the picture, let them travel. There is a market outside for you. Rajshri is finding buyers for its digital content across markets, licensing it to telcos and other outlets, and making money out of it. So look forward to being in touch with you all. I have Devika, who's been hosting the session the entire day, who will be your first point of contact, and I could be available should you need any further, any further ideas on what you could be doing there. Thanks. A big round of applause to Mini and to Lunita for taking the time out. Thank you.